So as we continue on with our experiment in using this or a similar iPad as a primary computer tool, the real question is it big enough? Hi everybody, welcome back to RVCCISInfo. In this piece of the series, we are still chasing whether or not it's possible to use an iPad as a replacement for a Chromebook or in general, a real computer. So far, we have hooked up a host of peripherals to our iPad in order to make it more useful as a computer replacement. And honestly, so far it's been going pretty well. I have used this iPad or the one right here we are recording everything off of. Now, I'll tell you, this is an iPad mini, or I'll remind everybody, this is an iPad mini, 7.9 inches for the screen. This actually, of all the iPads I've ever used, is still my favorite. The size really just makes it so usable when, I'm on a desk here. It's a little small, but otherwise when I just grab it and go to a couch or go outside or do anything like that, it travels well and I really like it. But you can see here, I actually have to prop it up with two humidors. It's a little small still. And ordinarily I would use the stand that I have over here for recording if I'm going to use it as, a device that I'm staring at for any real length of time. But could we do more with this? Could we do real video editing with this? Now, this is part of our ergonomics series. I am about to hook this up to a monitor and we're going to see how that goes. But what I will tell you is one of the big tests of separation in function between an iPad and a Chromebook, as far as I'm concerned, is video editing. And the very next time we have one of these iPad series, we're going to see what it's like to use an iPad as a primary video editing tool. And actually, we're going to do one of these videos from start to finish on an iPad only, and we'll see how that goes. But today, what we're going to do is we're going to take this iPad, and instead of being limited to a 7.9 inch screen, we're going to expand on this and use it with a 24 inch monitor. So we're going to go ahead and get that set up. So here already I can tell you this is not going to work out ergonomically. You can see how low the monitor is compared to my eye line, and it's just not going to work. So I had already removed the two humidors, hoping that this particular monitor would cut it. One thing I can tell you, it's hard to see. That monitor wobbles an awful lot. It's actually one of the reasons I'm thinking of getting rid of it. Every time I type, it bobbles. It's not very good for that. But what we're going to do is we're going to set this up on a riser, probably a humidor, and we're going to see if that makes it any more ergonomic before we even hook up the iPad. Yeah, that's more like it. So now we have a stand underneath our our monitor. We have the monitor up around eye level. We still have the keyboard connected so that, I'm not hunched over on top of the iPad while it's already starting. So here we are connected with the iPhone HDMI to Lightning adapter cable. All I've done is open Microsoft Word, so the ordinary Word app on your tablet. Now, I have picked a brochure so you can kind of see it. I tried it with a plain blank document, and because of the nature of the white background, it was just really hard to see. All I have to do is over here, way down below the microphone, I have the iPad. I can tap any place to edit this title. And that's it. We've got a fully functioning, no latency desktop, essentially, created from just an iPad and a, well, depending on where you get it. Remember, I got mine through VIP Outlet. It was open box. It was $30. You could go to a Best Buy and look for an open box item if you wanted to save a little bit of money. Honestly, I don't think that that's a problem. You are going to kick the ever-loving Bojangles out of that cable anyway. So we invested on top of our iPad $30 to, let's say, $50. And we get essentially a full desktop experience here with a monitor you already had and a little bit of software that's already free on the iPad. And I say that is a big win for such a little device. The other option here, if you have I'll call it an Apple household, is way back here, I have an ancient Apple TV. I know you can't see that, but I've run out of cable. That Apple TV is, my guess would be 10 years old. And actually, it still works with a fantastic system called AirPlay. So what I am able to do is cast from my iPad wirelessly to this Apple TV without any setup, without anything getting in the way other than going to screen mirroring and casting the image up. So let's take a look at what that looks like. And here we are with the Apple TV hookup. So this is using AirPlay to connect to my display wirelessly. So this time I can actually move this because it's not literally tethered to the device. This is actually my preferred way to do this. If you're doing something slow with not a lot of like quick reaction time. So this is not a great way to play a game. This is a fine way to do video editing. This is a fine way to do document editing. You'll notice if I turn, you see the latency there? Now it's frozen because I've angered it. There is a little bit of latency there because it's going out over your Wi-Fi network to have to come back to here to make that connection. Now, I was doing this off camera, which was a mistake. This works really, really well. I actually prefer not having the cable. What I will oftentimes do is if I'm working upstairs in a place where I actually have natural light, as opposed to here in the dungeon basement, what I'll do is I will put on one half of the screen, a movie from here, so a YouTube video if I'm looking up something, and then I'll do actual work on the iPad itself, and that works tremendously great. So this goes together very, very, very well. So let us know in the comments if this is something that you are contemplating trying, whether or not you are using an iPad as a replacement for an actual desktop environment. If you've ever thought about using AirPlay before as part of a home office situation, or if you think I'm entirely crazy, that's okay too. Remember to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell for when it is. Here we go. It came back up. Hit that little bell to get notified every time we put up new content. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Both of those are at RVCCISinfo. And as always, thank you from those of us in the CIS department at Rock Valley College. And remember to stay safe and stay sane out there, everybody. So this is a sneak preview of what it's going to look like when I'm editing video here on the iPad. So this is AirPlay and iPad and Apple Pencil, and we're going to see how it looks next time. So we'll catch you guys later.